when you start business or when you start a business, you need to understand where you are starting, where you want to go, and realign it with where the world is going. And the world is going data, and data is everything, And unfortunately, how it plays out is that we produce the data, and we are the producers and the consumers.
Okay, so we're still on the concept of data mining, and that's what I actually like about what you said, that actually now you have this record of these entrepreneurs, but you're also looking into what are they selling. Yes. So it means that you're also going to play in positioning,
yes,
for the entrepreneurs, which I think is dope, in my accordance. And I think perhaps, FarmSource as an institution, yes, moving forward, yes, is going to be one sort of consultative plan, because you need that information to be like, but so you guys have it, you can this is the proof, this is on the ground, this is what people are doing, these are the entrepreneurs that we have. Talk about bars, man.
Bars leader. So I think you one thing I must commend about your leadership, I think, hey man, you are leadership on another level, par excellence. So that's exactly also what we understand. And I think when you start business or when you start a business, you need to understand where you are starting, where you want to go, and realign it with where the world is going. And the world is going data, and data is everything, And unfortunately, how it plays out is that we produce the data, and we are the producers and the consumers. So we pay to be on Facebook because we buy data, the one that connects you.
Yeah.
Just go there on Facebook and give Mark Zuckerberg our profile of what he must market to us so that he becomes richer.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying? and just to bring it maybe from a club leadership perspective, there has never been a time when we have seen so many authors and so many readers in the entire history of human nature. We go to Facebook to read what people have written, and we also go there to write what other people must read.
Yeah.
We are both the producers and the consumers of the content, and we are at the losing end still. So if you can't understand that game, and then maybe you need some realigning in the business that you're coming up. So we understand that clearly, and we're saying the way forward for FarmSource also is to come up with a platform where because going forward, we are obviously going to be taking admission fees and all of that, people coming into the market and all of that, so that we can maintain the market. So there's going to be a platform where you can even buy a ticket before you come. And then that creates a profile, your profile. And there's going to be a platform where you get to know who are the vendors that are there beforehand, to see your favorite vendors and all of that. And then you can interact with those vendors even before you get to the market. You can get to say, okay, I'm going to be coming at 3. I would like to have intro. You order already. You are coming and you have ordered. Do you get what I'm saying, my lead? And that that's data, leader, because we start understanding you as a client coming to the market, what do you want? But also it provides efficiency. You get to them, of course, you are chilling. If the food takes longer to prepare, if you've ordered along the way when you're coming, when you get there, you chill, listen to music and eat. There's no efficiency, my leader. You need to leadership. I don't know if I should raise the volume.
And man, this is where actually the world is going, and I think that as a business person or as an entrepreneur right now,
yes,
in this time and era,
yes,
I think COVID-19, it actually gave us that view, a clear view. Yes. And I think if we don't see it from that perspective, because I'm even telling you now that in the next coming 10 years, I think I read somewhere that companies like Nampak, MultiChoice, they're now starting to invest in online learning, and they are very clear because they understand that actually that's where and I'm telling you now, in the next 10 years, online learning is going to be another booming market.
I'm telling you, leadership. And in that, when you're online leader, your digital footprint says everything about you. Even as a student, the online learning will be able to tailor suit according to your profile to say it's not going to be one size fit all, because the algorithms learn to say, okay, you are at this level. So and then the level is incremented as you go, as you become more advanced and advanced, and also it's efficient. You are at home in your own comfort. And then of course then someone can say it's antisocial. That's why there's Farm Source, to make it social. After you study online there, you come to Farm Source to chill and meet people and relax and
what a disruptor. Wow.
So we are waiting on them, leader. The next thing we go to the government, we're like, hey, your schools are online. These kids will be antisocial. Let's wake up a program. You need to be intentional. Every Friday, every Sunday, these kids, you must provide transport. They come there to be social there. We will put Farm Source everywhere they are, so that you go there to be social.
In fact, thinking about it, man, that's the thing.
That's the way forward, leader. That's the way forward.
Because I was reading on the impact of social media on people, you know, and this thing is bad. As much as it's good, it's very bad. It's super bad. Because one of the things that it does is that it reduces your cognitive function, like things like memory, focus, and everything like that. That's why now and then people feel the need to log into WhatsApp and everything. People can focus more and everything. But one of the things that was cited there was that these things are removing people from reality. When you are on Instagram, it's like a community, so it already gives you a sense of beauty. This is how beauty should be. It already gives you a sense of, like, you feel like you're connected to people, but you're not connected to people. It's very imaginary, and in essence, it's fake.
It's
because
very
you
fake.
Find yourself, you have 1,000 friends on Facebook, but you can't have real conversations with even single one of them. So my prediction is that in the next coming 5 years, we're going to see a very big rise in psychological issues. And there's going to be a huge need for actually people to now be social. Like, it's going to be a need. And now guess what? Farm Source will be there.
Leader, you said it. You said it.
Yeah. You're going to be like, oh, you don't want to be socialized. Okay.
Hey, when you go,
come.
People,
let's socialize. You get what I'm saying? And
I mean,
man, that's very progressive and very intelligent in my understanding, man.
You nailed it. You nailed it in the park, my leader. You nailed it in the park there.
Because these algorithms and there is this computer scientist, I forget his name, but he said something very in a joking manner. I think he's I forgot the name, but he's a Russian scientist. I think I saw him on YouTube, and he was saying that the algorithms are so smart that they even hack you without knowing. The algorithm picks everything. If you're on Google, whatever you are searching, the algorithm analyzes what kind of adverts are you interested in. So if it's an advert of a topless guy and they see you viewing it more and more, then the algorithm can actually say something about you that you actually do not know.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's
personality hack. That's what it is.
Personality hack and everything like that. And they start aligning things that are tailored to your needs, the things that you like watching and everything. And that's what makes social media and even internet dangerous, because like YouTube, for instance, when you're on YouTube, it recommends you things that you already like. So it's a trap as well.
Definitely.
Because it already knows that, okay, Ben likes watching this kind of content and everything like that. When you are there, on the side, there are recommended videos. And you like them. Then you spend the whole day, You're hacked.
You're hacked, leader. It's over, because social media is like you are saying, it deals with those nitty-gritties that you don't even know about yourself. And it taps on that until you are captured without even knowing. It's subconscious, and that's the danger of it. But it's fine, it's all okay, because when that danger has engulfed people, we will come and save them. They must just come to Farm Source and socialize and just recalibrate themselves with. And I think I like the fact that you keep on mentioning that I was reading, I was watching, because people need to watch good, read. I think that's another way of recalibrating yourself and making sure that it being social media, you are not that antisocial, you know. It's very important. So I think, leader, you are right, and your observation is beautiful that social media is messing us up psychologically, and that's a very important issue, which it's consequential for us to say we can even solve that issue. We didn't foresee it, but now we see that. That's why I think also you're saying this thing is bigger than all of us, because it has the potential that this thing in a form of farm source, so I say, it has the potential to even solve issues at that level, you know, issues that we didn't foresee when we started farm source, you know, but now we're like, no, wait a minute. Actually, this socializing space, this feel-good corner can also solve that, you know, which is it's fast approaching. It's fast approaching. I look at kids, my leader. If they cry and you give them a phone, they keep quiet. And if you give them a phone, they can sit there at the corner for the next 7 hours. You forget they are there. You forget. That's the problem. That's the problem. That's why we need, you see, my lead. You see. So
and you can imagine how immature, because I'm really worried about that, because like their brains are still in development, and already they are now absorbing such content, and you know, and that's why I'm saying that, you know, one of the things that have also risen in recent times is depression amongst teens.
You're right.
And when you actually look into the cause, it's actually those kind of things, because these are people who, let's say you go on Instagram, you're still young, and you see this, you know, beauty thing. So in your essence, it's like, okay, this is what beauty is.
This is what I need to look at.
And if you can meet that standard,
depressed,
then automatically you are depressed. To be like, I think I'm not beautiful. Why don't I have 1,000 likes on my picture? Like Bonani, you know, and all of those kind of things. And I'm telling you, man, there are two things that I was thinking about yesterday. I was like, these are things that are gonna rise in the next coming years. One of it is psychological issues. The second one is obesity.
Yes.
Because also the food that we eat these days, the things that we engage on, man, is bad.
I think you have a point there, leader, in a sense that, number one, just to reiterate you, if I may, we all have an awkward relationship with reality, because what social media does, it's picture perfect. And you start thinking that's what the world needs to be, and you come back to reality in the world, it's not like that, and then you feel like you are a failure, you are not achieving enough, you're not, because social media has taught you that you can squeeze and turn the world to be what you are. That's what filters do, basically, you know, and that's where the depression comes from, and unfortunately it is so powerful that I don't think we can reverse it at this point. But what we can do is to remediate or try to come up with something that can run parallel, because psychological issues have started, leader. You know, you say in the next 5 years, and you are right in saying it's going to be the peak most probably, but already we are seeing so many issues. And the problem is that we don't understand them. If somebody spirals out of depression now or something, and mostly by we, I mean the Black community, we don't even understand depression. It goes back to what you were saying. We're not conscious about it, you know? And we hope that, because that's the reality we find ourselves in, spaces like Farm Source and the like, can then give that space to young people to say, no, come and be in touch with reality again. Come see people perform, come eat food, come mingle around, come have a conversation. Like, people can hardly even have a 10 minutes conversation. They say, let's come together. They come together to be on their phones. They are sitting there, there's 10 of them, everyone is pressing a phone. How antisocial is that social gathering, you know? So that's why we're saying, and we're not saying when you're at Farm Source, you won't be pressing your phone, but you know, what we've noticed and we like is that when people are there, they're walking around looking at the products that we have, talking to the people who are selling. Where does this come from? How do you make it? Conversation. That creates another room in your mind, and your acumen. It's like you start remembering, that person once said, which is what we were made for. And that's the element that's being taken away, and hopefully FarmSource can bring it back.
Definitely. That's why, man, when I was actually looking at your website, I was just like when the idea came into my head, now understanding the whole FarmSource thing, I was like, the leaders actually, they don't know what they've started. They've started a revolution.
Actually,
this is a revolution.
It's a revolution.
And the revolution is going to be televised. It's a revolution.
What revolutionary leaders?
Yeah, because at Organican, we have this health agenda where we invite experts and everything like that, and we talk about health issues. And in our recent panel discussion, we had a psychologist, and she was exactly saying the things that you're saying, that actually this disconnection of people, like we are socially antisocial, and listen to that, very contradicting, but it's the reality of things,
Yeah.
So